Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
Hello and welcome into the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I am your host tonight, Cassidy Wood. You guys, such an exciting night for the Pens here in Pittsburgh. I was lucky enough to run over there to PPG Paints Arena and see that shutout victory, the Pens' first shutout all season. Alex Nedeljkovic's first shutout since November of 2023. Just such an exciting environment, so exciting for this team who went through quite a tumultuous day today. Two of their guys that have been long-term Pens, O'Connor and Pettersson, both traded away to the Canucks. So went through quite a lot today, but were able to prove that they can bounce back and pull out a 3-0 shutout win. Just so thrilling for them. Guys, I'm joined alongside the wonderful Susie Cool, of course. And Suze, just such a big win, especially after a 15-day road trip like they had, 7 games on the road, 3 and 4 in that stretch. Not really what you wanted to see, but to be able to come out tonight and pull out a win like this, just huge.
Yeah, and I think the really positive from tonight's game was the defense looked really good too, right? They only allowed 25 shots on goal, and that allowed for Nedeljkovic to solidify that first shutout for the Pens all season long. And that's been the big question since this whole Tristan Jarry shakeup is what's going to happen in the net. And Nedeljkovic, proved as to why he's been a veteran in this league for so long and why he's been pretty solid for the Pens the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, and Rusty, of course, squeaked in a goal there on an empty net in the final 2 minutes. So everybody does get a half-off Rusty shake at the Milkshake Factory tomorrow.
Yeah.
So. What?
I was looking at this. This sounds delicious because I didn't know that this was a thing. It's kind of like that Russell Wilson Permane sandwich, but Oreos, brownies, hot fudge topped with whipped cream, a chocolate bar. I mean, I need to go get one after this, but I know the Milkshake Factory is closed, so there we are.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of trying it before the season started, and trust me, it is very good. It's definitely for a chocoholic like myself, so
yes,
highly recommend it. But yeah, just so exciting out there and a huge crowd. I mean, just such an electric environment, and Sid to get that goal, his 16th of the season, just still doing it. Now, it was interesting, though, in that third period, Sid kind of got into it a little bit with the Preds goalie, and fans did not like that call. It went against Sid, and I haven't heard an arena boo that loud in a long time. So good to know that fans are still back in Sid, and I think at the end of the day, it was just a really tough environment for the Preds to play in, and like I said, at 10, the passing was just incredible. I mean, I haven't seen such elite passing from the Pens, I think, all season. They were connecting on everything, and it was just so exciting to watch. There was a moment there, too, in the third period where they had possession. It felt like forever, and they had like 5 back-to-back-to-back shots on goal, and they just dominated. They dominated tonight. They needed this win. And hopefully, they can turn it around a little bit. We are getting towards the end of the season here. Not a whole lot of hockey to be played left. So we'll see if they can get right and keep this rolling on. They unfortunately do hit the road again, though, here pretty soon. So feels like they've been on the road quite a bit this season.
Yeah, and I was going to say, you kept talking about the crowd there at PPG Paints Arena tonight. Do we think that crowd had anything to do with the trades that this organization made earlier today? You can see the poll down there tonight that you can vote on if you click that QR code right there. Are the Penguins better or worse after yesterday's trade?
Yeah, definitely hold up your phone there, hit that QR code, and you guys can interact with us and vote on this poll. You can watch it live as people vote and, see what people think. I mean, here's the thing, Suze. At the end of the day, I feel like we've said this all season. We need younger guys in here. We just do. We need younger, faster guys in here. And if they really are, if Kyle Dubas and this front office are really going to use these draft picks wisely, then yeah, trade away guys, get the draft picks, and go through, start a rebuild that this Pens team needs. But hopefully they're just not wasted picks. That's the concerning part of it.
No, and we've talked about this time and time again. The Penguins, they have Crosby, Malkin, Letang, all these older guys. But, I spent a lot of time in the American Hockey League, and the younger guys that are coming up, the prospects that are coming up through all of the organizations, not just with the Pens, they're younger, They're speedier, they're shiftier. They just have more moves than the guys that have been around for years. And that's going to be the new age of hockey that we see coming here to the National Hockey League. So one of those options is, do draft picks matter the most? I don't know if they matter the most, but they definitely matter whenever it comes to building this system up from here on out.
Yeah, I think a promising thing, too, is Tomasino did get another goal today, and he's just been such a great pickup for the Pens. They got him mid-season from the Predators, so he actually scored against his former team to collect his 5th goal of the season, and I think he's just been a secret weapon for this Penguins team and has just exceeded people's expectations, to be quite honest. And so, yeah, but we need more guys in there that can shoot like that. And, you know, at the end of the day, that's what we need. So hopefully these draft picks, they do something with it. And, you know, it's always tough. It's always tough to see guys go. But at the end of the day, this is an organization that has cup aspirations, and they haven't really been there recently. So hopefully, like I said, this starts a rebuild that will get Pens fans excited. But at the end of the day, it was just so exciting there at PPG Paints, and hopefully they can keep that excitement rolling. All right, guys, we're going to head to break. Give us a call, though, 412-575-2600. We want to hear from you guys. Also, contribute on that poll. Let us know what you think about the Pens so far. We'll talk some Pitt basketball and some Steelers after this. All right, guys, welcome back. This is your GMC Sierra tweet of the night. Have a night, Ned. Shutout, 25 saves. Like I said, his first shutout since November of 2023. Just such an accomplishment for him, and at a time, too, when, yeah, there's been a lot of questions surrounding the goaltending with this team. Tristan Jarry getting sent down recently. They've had a tumultuous season at that goaltending position, and to see Ned go out there and get that shutout victory tonight, 25 saves, is just so incredible. Good for him. And like I said, hopefully the Pens can keep this rolling. A lot going on today for the Pens, but they were able to pull out a win tonight, and that was huge. Now on the flip side, Pitt basketball, not the best. Heartbreaking loss, 2-point loss in Wake Forest tonight. And again, it's just the same narrative that they've struggled with all season long, just having these slow starts to the beginning of games, slow starts to the second halves. Basically every half they're coming out a little flat-footed. Again today they were down at one point, I think 20-11. Just having to battle back from down all game is never going to make your life easy, Suze.
No, and that was something after they went on that 4-game skid. The Pitt Panthers went on that 4-game skid going into that game against Syracuse. A couple of the guys on the team were saying, you know, we can't be bullied when we go into these games. We have to be the bully. So over the last 2 games against Syracuse and then North Carolina, they have bullied these other teams. They've been really strong defensively, and today they didn't just quite match up to Wake Forest.
Yeah, just so unfortunate for them. I know these kids are fighting really hard, and you know, the biggest thing too is they're just not winning those 50-50 balls. The ball, quote unquote, is not bouncing their way, it seems. And so very unfortunate. They were able to tie it at 65 with, I think, like 90 seconds left on the clock. But like I said, just couldn't get it done in Wake Forest. And now they're 500 in the conference, in a conference too that really is having kind of a down year. You know, typically the ACC is pretty strong in college basketball, but I mean, North Carolina, they're having a very down year. They got beat bad by Duke today. And so it'll be very interesting, you know, as we near and come close to March, one more month before, a month and a half really, because March Madness typically starts mid-March. But we have some time still, but not like a whole lot of time left. So if these college teams are trying to make it to the big dance, they're really going to have to get right in this next month.
Yeah, I forget what Richie said last night, but I think he said they have to win almost 8 of their last 11 games or something crazy like that. So unfortunately now they only have, you know, what, 10 more options to go to try and make that happen. So they got to win 8 of their next 10 in order to get those tournament chances in their favor. Yeah, so hopefully, you know, hopefully they can get right. Now switching gears a little bit to the Steelers, let's talk some Steelers, because I know it's the off season. We did have the Reese's Senior Bowl today, though. Just what a cool moment. I don't know if you guys caught it at 10 o'clock, but a last-second touchdown scored by, I believe it was Jack Besh from TCU.
he lost his brother to the New Orleans shooting, or the situation that happened in New Orleans on New Year's. At first they were calling it a terrorist attack. I don't know if that ended up being that. Either way, lost his brother so tragically just a couple weeks ago, and wore number 7 today to actually support his brother, and then scored the winning touchdown with 7 seconds left on the clock. Just like, I mean, those are the kind of stories that give me chills and are the reason I love sports and I do this. And, you know, I'm so passionate about those kinds of stories because it's a beautiful sentiment. And then his parents were on the sideline too, and they just shared such a beautiful moment together. And, you know, obviously with scoring a game-winning touchdown in the Senior Bowl is nothing compared to what this family's been through. But at the end of the day, it was beautiful to see that. Now, all of those kids in that game, obviously fighting for spots in the NFL draft. As they say, the draft starts in Mobile. And the NFL draft, I mean, hey, it's right around the corner. It's in April, and a lot of these guys are getting ready for that. And as far as the Steelers go here in Pittsburgh, Suze, I don't know. A big question mark at quarterback still. Jeremy Fowler from ESPN coming out today saying that apparently people inside the building feel confident in Justin Fields and having Justin maybe be that quarterback, that starting QB next year, or maybe they go to the draft. But Suze, what are your thoughts on maybe Jeremy Fowler's report today and just Justin Fields? I feel like you and I talk about him a lot, but hey, I think he could do it.
I was going to say, Cash, should we just go to your opinion first? I mean, Richie and I have been talking about this over the last couple of weeks, right? I think that you give Justin Fields that solid chance of being the Steelers starter because he is young enough still, right? And he's never really been given that starting position with any team that he's been with. He kind of went into this season knowing that he was going to be the backup to Russell Wilson, and then Russell Wilson is injured to start the season, so he gets that starting spot. The Steelers go 4-2 under him, okay? And then Russell Wilson takes over. I do think if Justin Fields had a consistent spot to play in, a consistent offensive coordinator, that he could really do some damage in the NFL because he is that dual threat quarterback that everybody is starting to lean towards in this league.
Yeah, what do you think about what he said about possibly him not having great chemistry with George Pickens? I thought that was interesting. I mean, we were boots on the ground over there quite a bit. I didn't really get that sense. I don't think it was a George Justin type of situation. I think, again, he just didn't really have a pass game.
I think that is where that is being taken in the wrong way. I don't really know how to, I guess, phrase that.
Yeah.
I think that there's no bad blood between Justin Fields and George Pickens. Justin Fields just doesn't have a pass game like Russell Wilson did. So that's why you saw a change in demeanor in George Pickens, because Russell Wilson is known for his pass game. So he's being utilized a little bit more, whereas he wasn't being noticed as much because Justin Fields uses his legs more. So I don't think that there's anything going on between them. It's just two different quarterbacks that play a different way. And one way Pickens was being utilized, and the other one, it was few and far between.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, Suze. We do have a caller, Tim, calling in from Monongahela. Tim, you want to talk some Pens? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm just curious. I mean, the Penguins are rebuilding, and do you go with, I mean, the city's going to be anyone left around in 2 or 3 years. I mean, do you go with a physical team? I mean, they've been lucky for the last 25 years to have a great draft choice.
Yeah, I mean, the question there, do you go more physical? I think you do. Like Susie, like you said, I mean, these kids that are coming up are a lot more physical, a lot more aggressive, and they skate a lot faster. So I do think as you're rebuilding a team going forward here in Pittsburgh, you really need to look at that and need to make sure that you're capitalizing on all these draft picks they seem to be racking up. I believe they have like the most draft picks in the next 3 years, I think, like the most first-round draft picks in the next 3 years in the whole NHL, I'm pretty sure. But I'll have to look back into that. But either way, they're just piling up these draft picks, so hopefully they take advantage.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that you lean into the physicality of the game of hockey, right? That's the reason why a lot of people love and watch the game. And I think that's something that the Penguins have lacked over the last couple of seasons. So do you lean into that? Do you lean into these faster, shiftier type of players that this game is going to become over the next few years?
Yeah, I think the bright side is the goaltending, as for right now, seems pretty good. So there's a positive right there. All right, guys, we're going to head to break. Give us a call, though, 412-575-2600. We want to hear from you guys and your thoughts on the Pens or maybe some Pitt basketball, whatever you want to talk about. Give us a call.